Hey, so we're Quest for the Best, and we're going to give you our project review too. We're going to go over our improvements to our C4, as well as value stream mapping improvements, and then some things we learned from the standardized work chart. So let's get started.
Alright, so we started out by making some fixes to our C4. After visiting Sloopy's a few more times, we realized that their lunch, which they thought was a peak time, has actually decreased in demand because of the new meal plan. So a lot of students will go to the dining halls, the traditional dining halls, instead of Sloopy. So they're not as busy as they originally thought they would be at the beginning of the year. We also made our cost to the organization more specific. We looked at it as how many customers they might be losing, and within that time, how much revenue is. So we looked at how much that is per peak hour. We added our value stream map, which we'll go into in next slide, and we also added our potential problem brainstorming session. So we had this on the board when we were writing everything that we could think of that would affect the customer wait times. So we have all the problems, all the problems of problems listed underneath, and we have that on another slide too. So also with the C4 worksheet, we worked on making our problem statement. I know you said it was strong, a good start, but we needed to add a little bit more specifics. So we looked at exactly what the issue was, which was the wait times, and how that affects the number of customers that come into Sloopy's and go out of Sloopy's within an hour during that peak period. So we added some more specific numbers. We recorded our own observations and what Sloopy's reported. So our goal now, and we wanted to make it realistic, so our goal is about 120 to 140 customers to get in and out in an hour. And right now they're at about 70 to 115, 116. And also we looked at the current and future state of that processing time at the dessert order and checkout area. So right now we have about 373 seconds, and our goal with some of the improvements we want to make is 167 seconds.
Alright, so this is our value stream map from our first review, and we ran into some frustrations and difficulties that we discussed with you. You told us we could combine some boxes, eliminate some boxes. So on the next slide, we're going to see our new value stream map. So here you can see we eliminated a process box here of seating. To us, seating we consider to be a wait time to be seated. So we put that into an inventory triangle here, and that ranges anywhere from 10 to 40 minutes during peak hours because the fluctuation of how many come in at once to Sloopy's. We kept these separate just to understand what each meant to us, but ultimately there's no real wait time between these. It's just this is more for our purposes of understanding what these processes mean. Our problem area is still the checkout and dessert counter, and we were able to add values for our timeline that we did not have in the first project review, so we're going to continue to gather data and make those more specific. This is our first spaghetti diagram, and this basically just highlighted the difficulties at the checkout and dessert counter. After the standardized work chart, we were able to kind of come up with a proposal for the manager, which is in the next slide. So after the standardized work assignment, it actually taught us a lot about our process and maybe how we can help improve this process. So basically our idea is to have one employee working checkout and always being at the register to get customers through the process and get as many customers to check out and spend money at Sloopy's as possible. And then have another employee basically focused on ice cream and preparing ice cream and other desserts. We explained more in the standardized work assignment that you have, but this is basically a general idea for us moving forward, and we're going to have a meeting with the manager in the next week or so to discuss this. So we're pretty excited, and we think that this will really help improve the efficiency of Sloopy's.